wondering how I got into this mix. What's up, everyone? This is Derek Bros of the Conscious Resistance Network. Today is Black Friday 2016, the day after Thanksgiving here in the United States, and we're here at a local Walmart, Houston, Texas. Today, I'm trying to actually communicate and connect with people. Some other activists, mainly Mark Dice, who goes out every Black Friday and calls people zombies. He did it last night, he did it this morning, he put out several videos, just bullhorning people, making fun of them. I don't know if he believes this is a strategy that's going to awaken people to different things in the world or the issues he cares about, but our main goal is to try to actually connect with people and to reach them. That's what the Conscious Resistance is about helping people grow as individuals, find the answers themselves, and then hopefully move us towards a more free world, a more conscious world. So what we're going to do today is we're going to try to talk to people, see what they think about the election, Donald Trump, the future of this country, and get them to focus on solutions, maybe think about solutions they haven't considered before. And we're also going to be giving away these activist post shirts that just say peace, love, anarchy equals happiness, and the You Are Powerful, You Are Beautiful, You Are Free shirts from our website, and then both my books. So we'll be giving out information, we'll be trying to connect with people and educate them, then instead of actually just calling them zombies or slaves or whatever. Even if maybe you feel that way, that they're sheeple, you're not going to awaken them by yelling at them. At least I haven't really seen many people wake up by being bullhorned and called zombies. So we're going to try to connect with the people and hopefully get something positive out of this. Check it out. It's all a bunch of social media worship and Twitter and followers, Beyonce and Justin Bieber and Miley Virus. What's up, everyone? This is Derek, and I'm talking with
Brandon.
Well, so we've been having an interesting year, to say the least, in the United States with the recent election, and now we've rolled into the holiday season, and it seems to be that there's, from some perspectives, a lot of division in the country. There's a lot of people upset about the results of the election. What are your personal feelings on our new president-elect Trump?
Is the way that I see it, this guy was, in essence, he was the barker at the wrestling match. Come on in and see the wrestling match, folks. It's going to be great. You're not going to believe what's there, and people believed it. And they bought their tickets to go into the wrestling match, and he's going to find that he can't campaign, or he can't run the country the way that he campaigned. And I think that you're going to see a lot of reaction from his alt-right guys who are saying, we voted for you for a reason.
Yeah. Do you view him as an outsider? Do you think he's truly an outsider, or is this something that's been fabricated?
No, not at all. He's very much of an insider. He has figured out how to play a game, and his game is the only bad publicity is no publicity. That's my opinion, and if you tell a lie long enough, people will start to believe it.
You're all a bunch of social media zombies, mind-controlled slaves.
I mean, Donald Trump. I mean, you got you have a positive and a negative, just like you and me. We don't have to have the experience, the politician experience to become president. It's kind of a good thing, I guess. Kind of, it gives me hope, But the negative, I kind of don't believe in Trump like that. I mean, I didn't believe in Hillary neither, but
Were you a Bernie supporter? You like Bernie Sanders?
Bernie was okay. He was okay, We probably could have made it with Bernie, but I mean, it's different. It's different point of views,
Yeah. What do you think we can expect coming from a Trump presidency in the next 4 years? We'll see the surveillance state continue, the wars. Do you think any of that's going to change under his
I don't think that it can with the way that the military and we're balancing military against civilian. That's always the way it's been. I hope that he doesn't acquiesce too much to the military. The scary thing is this guy has a finger that he can push a button.
Do you think a Trump presidency is more concerning than a Clinton presidency would have been, or any of the other past presidents? When it comes down to looking at, say, a Bush or Obama, the things we just described, the surveillance state, the growing militarization of the police, the wars, those have all existed and continued and stepped up under each presidency. So is it fair to say that that wouldn't have happened without Trump being elected? Would Hillary Clinton have handled the same thing, or what's your perspective on that?
I think that there is so much. momentum. In physics, that's it's inertia. Once you get something moving, it's hard to get it to stop, and vice versa. I don't think that there would be that much of a difference in what is accomplished. Now, I do think that Trump is going to be able to push through more of infrastructure spending than what Hillary would have been able to. I think that the Republicans would have once again just dug in their heels at anything that a Democratic president wanted to proceed with.
Like, sign my petition. You said, like, so Trump, he's painted, at least in the media, as an outsider, right? And you said that kind of gives you a little bit of hope there.
Yeah, it kind of gives me hope. Like I say, anybody can become president, but then again, like, you need that experience too. Not just money or fame or popularity.
What are your thoughts on President Obama? Are you going from President Obama to what will be President Trump? How do you see that?
I mean, it's not a good thing. Not for me. We all know presidents lie. Yeah. So, like I say, like for Trump, if he was lying during his speeches, then I'm okay with it. I mean, everybody deserves a chance. But from Obama to Trump, I don't know. It's kind of skeptical. Like, Obama, he came in and he did a little something. Like, I admire him for that. And then, he also made history, So, but other than that,
he made history by becoming the first Nobel Peace Prize winner to drop bombs. You know what I'm saying? And how many nations? Like, so you say, like, everybody knows presidents lie, and I agree with you. Right. During the election, it seems like the American public generally accepts, like, they're going to say whatever they need to say to get you to trust them, believe them.
Right.
But when it comes to, say, like, me and you on an individual level, I'm your business partner, your best friend, or you got, a romantic relationship. If somebody you knew, like, well, they're always going to lie, you wouldn't come back to that relationship all the time, But for some reason, the American public, we come back to the presidents, we come back to the election, even though we know they're going to lie, they're going to steal, they're probably going to, do some behind.
It's tradition, It's a traditional thing for the American public. Like, for you and I, we know to go vote. We know. I mean, even though the candidates are sucky, we know to go vote. It's there for us. I was wondering if we didn't go vote, what would happen? Like,
I've wondered myself. I think that might send a stronger signal to this system and the people behind it. Because
right.
like you said, whether it's Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders or even Hillary Clinton coming along late, people have pointed out, and I think it's clear to the American public now, that there is a rigged system going on. There's a lot of influence from corporate power. The state itself doesn't seem to care about the people.
Research is everything. I'm not gonna say don't believe everything you see on the internet, but if you go read and do your research about what you think that is what's the word for right,
moral, just.
Yeah. So if you like the Rothschilds family,
okay, now we're getting somewhere.
they a bit scary. All right. Okay.
Now we're getting somewhere.
So
everybody in this store, they're all a bunch of slaves to the Babylonian bimbos, the Illuminati in Hollywood. You feel like voting for the presidents is one of the strong or effective ways that we can fight for change in our country, or do you think there's other options?
Well, I think that's the basic one. I have difficulty whenever people want to criticize the process whenever they choose not to be part of it. Is that you can say that you can change the process from outside by whatever means, anarchy, protest, whatever. But if you look, unless we have a Gandhi or a Martin Luther King,
like a peaceful, non-compliant movement.
Well, not even, just anyone that people are gonna
a leader
that the whole country can start to accept. Whether that message is accepted at first, I think that's a lot of where a lot of millennials, younger folks, heard what Bernie Sanders' message was and were trying to change it from the inside, and we see how difficult that was.
Yeah, and I mean that's where I think I would challenge the thinking on saying that, because I do think there's a couple different groups we're looking at when it comes to people who don't vote or don't participate in the political process. You have those who are maybe not participating out of apathy. They haven't never cared. They're probably not going to, so they just ignore the whole thing.
That's right.
Then you've got those who have maybe voted a few times, or they were ready to vote this time, the millennials per se, and now they've become disenchanted, so they're either ready to give up or they're pursuing some other option. They're looking for something. And then, as you said, those who feel like this is the strongest way, we got to participate in that process to try to change it from within.
Well, I think where we have to really change is what our process is on having people eligible to vote. We forget as a country that it wasn't until the election of 1824 that a white man could vote, but that was the first time that he didn't have to own property.
Yeah.
When did the women get to vote?
Do you feel like, though, the voting system has changed much since then? Obviously, we have women, we have people of color allowed to vote, we have people without property allowed to vote now. But as I believe this election has clearly shown, whether you're a Bernie Sanders supporter, a Trump supporter, or a Clinton supporter, that there's definitely some rigging going on in our system, whether it's the corporate and the state power. And those mechanisms, they seem hard to overcome within just the confines of the system that they lay out before us. They're saying, here are the tools that you can try to climb over our walls and change, take down the king and change the system,
right,
but only if you do it with the tools that we provide you. And I try to pursue methods that don't include apathy and don't include violence, of course.
Sure.
And except for locally, rarely include voting, especially when it comes to president, because I find that I'm able to vote more with my actions, building community gardens, being involved in a community house that's promoting awareness on important topics, the Dakota Access Pipeline, surveillance state, showing people in my community, here are steps we can take, and at the same time still raising awareness to the crimes of those corporate, government political
Sure.
figures, but not resting my final hope in that they're going to achieve the change, because I truly do believe that we are the change that we want to be,
Sure.
and that starts in our own communities. And perhaps if from now till 2020 we focus more on that, maybe we would find that the presidents become a lot less relevant in our lives. Well, I want to just one more thing, and I'll let you go. I appreciate your time, brother. So you said we all know to vote because, and I think the reason is because from the moment you get into that school, the state system, what do? They have you pledge allegiance to the flag.
Yep.
They show you the presidents, and they talk about them all like they're a bunch of heroes, even though me and you can sit here and say, well, look, we know they probably all lie. And you look back through all the presidents, they've all told a lie or two a few different times, and they try to justify it and say it's in the best of the American interests. But a lot of times, especially now in 2016, those American interests don't really align with the average person like me and you out here on the ground level, So
we really don't see the change. We only feel the laws, and the thing about the law, when they put the law in place, we only know when we get in trouble.
Yeah.
So we don't see the change.
Focus more on the people, on us, but not on the crimes of the state and them.
Well, is it, as we've seen across the country, the Republican message of conservatism it seems to ignite their base more than it does the progressive. Mm-hmm. And by that I mean is that they go in and become involved locally. Mm-hmm. School boards, and that's where you end up, where Texas is, what the
you got them teaching
school
religion
books.
in schools.
Yeah, they got them teaching religion, and you got them,
anti-immigrant views.
Anti-immigrant views is that you have that at the base. Mm. If anything, I think this election may have awakened the progressives to say, hey, we're smarter than them. That's typically what progressives feel, I think, and I tend to agree with them. Their IQ tends to be a little bit higher across the board. I didn't say that, bless me, Lord.
So maybe then the hope is that a Trump presidency, the fear of that Trump presidency actually ignites those who fell asleep under the Obama administration, were unwilling to call Obama out for his mistakes, maybe now feel empowered and emboldened by a Trump presidency.
Yeah. Is it?
And maybe we could get them back out in the streets, like we could see the anti-war movement of 2003, 2004 come
That's
back
right.
or something.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
That's something that we can hope for, I think.
Yeah, but I think is it opening up the voting process, and in how many countries can you vote electronically? And here it's the right is all about suppressing the vote. If you look across the board, across the United States, except in California, in more progressive states, but in and the the Electoral College is all geared much more toward rural America than it is toward urban America.
Yeah, one way or another, whether you're looking at the Electoral College or the popular vote not really mattering, or the Diebold voting machines or the rigging with corporate power. I mean, we've got a whole reason and list to have a lack of faith in that system. But I do hope that through conversations like this, we're able to actually spark that community building and get people to move forward. So I appreciate your time.
My
man.
pleasure.
So I guess my last point is, for me, I'm trying to look for answers that go beyond just voting, because we do know to vote because that's what they tell us, but we're playing by their rules when we do that. And what would happen if nobody showed up to vote? What would happen if everybody, instead of investing their money and their time, energy into candidates, we went and built community gardens, we went and built community centers, we got involved locally? That's the kind of stuff that I want to focus on, and I hope that maybe that's giving you a little bit to think about, and maybe in 2020 we'll have more people not showing up to vote, but voting with their actions in their community.
Right.
Anything else you want to say, brother?
I mean, I thought hey man, this is a great guy. Like y'all really tune in to this man. I believe he wanted to send out a message. Thank you for the
Let me get you
interview.
a free shirt then.